dreams just random images fired from an unconscious brain during sleep? Or something much more important, like life-saving inner guidance? How dreams can be healing and early warning tools for disease, financial crisis, or success. And love is still one of the behavioral science's greatest unanswered questions. Hello, I'm your host, author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Welcome to Dreaming Healing, where dreams and cutting-edge scientific research meet on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network. Dreaming Healing is every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, when you can call in and ask Kat questions about your amazing dreams. Talk on air. Call toll-free 833-220-1200. That's 833-220-1200. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. This show is video. So if you're only listening right now and you want to watch, you can go to my website, The Queen of Dreams, or www.KathleenO'KeefeCanavos.com, and click the Dream Vision radio button at the top right-hand corner. Just click that, and it will take you right to my website on Dream Vision 7 radio network out of Boston. And you can click on it. You can look for the little TV with the little antennas on it. It's so cute. Click on that and you'll be able to watch this show live, and you'll be able to watch the archives live. So I want to welcome you to the IASD #1 Dream Doctors. You know, we all have dreams and nightmares, even if we don't remember them. And although it's a bit more difficult to forget a nightmare, we often try. So tonight, we're going to be talking about both dreams and nightmares on the show with 3 IASD, International Association for the Study of Dreams doctors. We're going to have Dr. Kimberly Mascaro, who's going to actually be co-hosting this show with me. So I'm like really excited. I love to have co-hosts on. And then we have Dr. Angel Morgan, and we have Dr. Michelle Carr. And for those of you who don't know, the IASD is the world's premier dream organization. So we're all going to be at IASD. Yeah, I know that rhymes. I didn't even mean to do that. 2022. And so if you're interested in being there with us, either right now or at the end of this show, just Google it, IASD 2022. But first, we're going to start off this show with our protection and cleansing meditation. So if you're driving right now and you're just listening to us, don't close your eyes. It'll still work. You know, just keep your eyes on the road and your hands on the wheel. And you can always go back and see this archive. You can see the archive, okay? So for those of you who are new, during this meditation, we're going to take in 3 really deep breaths, and we're going to imagine any negativity that we might have picked up during the week since our last show, getting into that breath of life, and we're going to blow it across the room into the purple flame of Saint Germain, where it's going to be converted into beautiful golden energy and return to the universe. And that way we're not littering with negativity. And then we're going to imagine holding a power gift in our hand. Now, for those of you who are new, a power gift can be anything. It can be this yellow marker, if somebody really important gave it to me, or if it's really important to me in any way, shape, or form. It can be a piece of jewelry. It can be your favorite stone, anything at all you want. We're going to imagine holding it in our hand. You don't even have to hold it. If your favorite or your power gift is your car, just imagine holding your car. You don't have to try and hold your car in your hand. Just imagine it. And we're going to create a mirrored bubble around us that only allows that which is of the highest and best to come in. Okay, you ready? All right, sit comfortably. You know, just kind of feel yourself drawn down into your chair, your couch, whatever you're sitting on. Feel your shoulders relaxing. You feel so much heavier, so much better. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Breath in through your mouth. Fill up your lungs. Imagine any little negativities caught into that breath of life and blow it out across the room. Again, deep breath in. Imagine something someone said to you this week made you feel kind of cringy. Caught in that breath of life. Blow it out all the way across the room. Again, deep breath in. One more. Really, really deep. Maybe you said something to someone that was a little negative. Put it in that breath of life. Blow it out across the room into the purple flame of Saint Germain. See it exploding into beautiful golden light and returned to the universe. Now imagine holding your power gift. Swing it around your body, your shoulders, your feet, everything. We're creating a beautiful golden mirrored bubble full of all the colors and reflections of the world. Anything that is not of the highest and best is reflect and brought by our spirit guides and guardian angels into that bubble, is reflected back from whence it came. We wish it so, and therefore it is. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. If you're having trouble grounding, take your fingertips and put them together and press 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then reach around and hold them and pull isometrics. 1, 2, 3. Cross them over your heart and feel yourself re-entering and centering. Okay. So, our dreams are more than a part of sleep. They're also a important part of our waking world. And 3 doctors and a queen of dreams are here to tell you how and why. Welcome to this show, Dr. Kimberly Mascaro, who's co-hosting with me tonight, Dr. Angel Morgan, and Dr. Michelle Carr. Their extensive and impressive bios are on my Dreaming Healing website page for tonight's show. But I'm going to have each of them tell you, the audience, a bit about themselves and what they are going to be doing at this year's IASD. So if you want to know more about them, including hot links, you can go to my website on Dreaming Healing, click their hot links. It's going to take you right to their websites. So welcome to the show, doctors.
Thanks, Kat.
Thank you.
So let's start with you, Dr. Kimberly Mascaro. Tell us a little bit about yourself, because you're going to be co-hosting with me tonight. I'm so excited you're here with me. I can't tell you. Tell us a little bit about you.
Thanks, Kat. Well, I'm a California-based psychotherapist who also did my doctoral work in dreams of pregnant women. And I'm really excited about you bringing dream work into the therapy sessions that I'm a part of. And also I'm an author of a couple books on dreaming. And something I'm really excited about that is new for me is leading dream retreats. And I'll be leading one of those in October of this year.
Yes,
so that's
cool.
a little bit
I actually put that on my Facebook page. So those of you listening, go to Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, and you can see it on my Facebook page. And Kimberly, give them your Facebook page or wherever you're promoting this.
Okay. On Facebook, I can be found my last name first. So Mascaro Kim. Mm-hmm. And that's my personal page. I'd love to friend you. And my website is a little complicated. It came out of a dream. It's called Conscious Chimera. So the word conscious and then chimera, CHIMERA.com.
Great, great. And your book is beautiful. Love the cover. Do you happen to have it beside you? I didn't tell you to bring it.
I have my latest one here. My other one, I have to dig for it. But the most recent one is Dream Medicine.
Great, great. So all of our doctors on the show tonight are also authors, and they're experts in their field. So like, I'm so honored to have them here. So Dr. Angela Morgan, she
Just
found
Angel, just Angel.
Just Angel. Oh, I'm sorry, Angel. Yes, I have a number of friends who are actually Angelas, and I call them Angel, but you actually are Angel. So, Angel Morgan, you founded the Dream Bridge, thedreambridge.com in 2008, and you specialize in dreams, creativity, and the connection between the two dream art. So tell us a little bit about that and give us your website, how we can find you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes. My doctoral work was on investigating the links between dreams and creativity in the professional work of creative artists. So this has been a passion of mine, actually lifelong. And my website for that is thedreambridge.com. And there's a lot of information there on that website about that. I work with dreams in every aspect of my life, and I've got three main areas. One is the Dream Bridge organization, and then the other is I'm a professor of transpersonal psychology at Sophia University, where I'm developing a new dream studies certificate program in the US and China with my colleagues there at Sophia. And so that is a wonderful endeavor. And then, of course, the IASD is the other one-third of my life, where a lot of passion is expressed and donated.
Yes. So, Dr. Michelle Carr, tell us a little bit about you. I know that you are a postdoctoral associate in the Department of Psychiatry at the University of Rochester in New York, where you work in a sleep laboratory. And we're going to get into that after we do your introduction. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your website.
Sure, yeah. So I've been fascinated by dreams my whole life, but as for my career, I'm a researcher. I work in a sleep lab now in Rochester, but I've worked in other sleep labs around the world, just studying dreams and nightmares and lucid dreams, and trying to really understand what's happening in our mind and in our brain and in our body while we're sleeping and experiencing these things. And yeah, I love IASD because it has a big dream research community, but it also brings us together with so many other passionate dreamers from a clinical background or arts background. And it's just a really nice group to bring all together. And for a website, I mean, I think the best would be, I have a blog on Psychology Today called Dream Factory, and it's a really good site where I just review a lot of recent science and research about dreaming. So I like to promote that, Dream Factory.
Great, great. So
Michelle is also the current president of IASD.
That's true too.
right. The current
Right
president.
after Angel's past president.
Oh my gosh, so we've got the current president and the past president on the show today. So
Yes.
Kim, let's go back to you, and I'm going to let you as co-host ask our two guests, Angel and Michelle, questions about IASD, because I know you've got some great ones.
Thanks, Kat. Well, Michelle, can we start with you as the current president?
Sure.
I'd love to, I know you're going to be offering a keynote, and I'd love to hear about that, what you might be talking about, and any interesting tidbits around working in a sleep lab as well, if you could share.
Yeah, definitely. So my keynote is mainly about nightmares and lucid dreams. And a lot of my research recently has been trying to understand the link between dreams and waking mental health and waking well-being. So I've studied a lot people who have frequent nightmares and how experiencing frequent nightmares, maybe recurring nightmares on like a weekly basis, can actually be very distressing, and it can be associated with anxiety and depression. And so we're studying how we can treat nightmares and what types of individuals are more prone to having nightmares, and even how we can use nightmares in a beneficial way. So how to have a more positive relationship with bad dreams and nightmares. And then on the other side of that, lucid dreaming has been something I started studying more recently. And lucid dreams, for anyone who doesn't know, it's just a dream where you realize that you're dreaming while you're in the dream. And one reason I've been studying it is because it's a potential treatment for nightmares, because you become aware of the fact that you're dreaming and you can choose to respond to a bad dream in a different way. You have some agency, you have some empowerment, so you can give yourself a more positive dream experience. But I'm especially interested in studying those in the sleep lab and trying to actually get people to have lucid dreams and watch them as they're sleeping and in a lucid dream. It's really exciting. So I'll be talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that is really exciting. And it kind of ties into, I have a column in Desert Health Magazine, and I did dream incubation for next month's article. And in that, I was writing about first night when you're in a lab, and how the fact that you're in the lab and your dreams are being interrupted by the fact that you're in a lab, you can suddenly have lucid dreaming if you were never a lucid dreamer before. So it's interesting that you're bringing all that up here now.
Yeah, we see people often dream about the fact that they're in the lab trying to remember dreams. So we see them dreaming about that a lot, and it triggers their memory that, oh, I'm in a sleep lab right now, somebody's watching me, and it kind of triggers this awareness of what they're experiencing. So we have recorded that happening as well.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that, Kim?
Well, that's fascinating. My mouth kind of dropped a little bit, because I wouldn't have, I guess if I thought about it, I could have maybe assumed that, but that didn't come to me. And I thought, oh, how interesting. I've never been in a sleep lab. And I wonder what, that would be like, if that would spark some lucidity, or if I would, like the people who go there, if I would dream about being in that new place, having that really awkward experience for a person.
Yeah, with electrodes all over you, and somebody's watching you sleep. It's a bit bizarre. So it definitely triggers dreams about the experience. So it's kind of fun.
Now, can people fall asleep, or maybe the first time, do you find that some people might not even be able to sleep well?
In most of my studies, everyone falls asleep. It's just the sleep is not as sound, essentially. So there's more arousals, more awakenings, but people typically are able to sleep. We do get good dream recall in the lab, so it's good for dream research. Yeah.
I want to come.
Yeah, definitely. Come on over.
I would love that. That would be so cool. I'd be so fascinated. Well, I don't want to spoil keynote, but is there maybe any really cool things you've just learned or discovered? You've been doing this so long. Anything neat you could kind of share with us about surprises or anything that comes to mind?
There's a few things. One of the coolest studies we worked on recently was just trying to trigger lucid dreams on command. So, typically people only have lucid dreams once a month, maybe, even if they're really accomplished lucid dreamers. So it's hard to actually capture them reliably in the lab. But we've been using kind of a method originally developed by Stephen LaBerge, who's also a keynote. We can talk about that. Where we use this flashing LED light and a beeping sound in the bedroom to trigger a participant to become lucid, and that those cues will get incorporated into the dream. So somebody might be having a dream of I could be having a dream that I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my laptop, and suddenly the laptop starts flashing at me. And I realize, oh, that's a cue from the external world. I'm actually asleep right now. That's a signal from the experimenter that I'm dreaming. And it's really cool to see participants incorporate those cues and realize that we're speaking to them across conscious states. So it gets incorporated into the dream. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, kind of pulls them up out of REM, and then they go, oh, it's okay, it's just a dream. So I want to get Dr. Angel Morgan, the founder of DreamBridge. Angel, can you tell us a little bit about you and your DreamBridge?
Yeah, you know what, on the kind of following what Michelle was saying about lucid dreaming, I actually have a book that Kim has a copy of. Oh, you want to see it? Okay.
Yes, we do. It's okay.
We'd love to see it. The cover's
Okay, so this is Dreamer's Powerful Tiger. And the subtitle is A New Lucid Dreaming Classic for Children and Parents of the 21st Century. And it's essentially, it's a story of a 5-year-old boy and his family, and he has a dream about being chased by a tiger, and every morning at breakfast, sharing his dreams and getting feedback from each of his family members one at a time, who incubate dreams with him, essentially. So every night he goes back into the dream and he receives help and assistance from his dream allies, who are his family members in the dream. And he builds lucidity from this. He learns a lot of things, not just how to lucid dream, but also how to work with your community with dreaming, with sharing dreams and building that trust and that bond. So the book really is there for children, but it's also for parents and inner children and people who haven't been lucid dreaming since childhood, because I myself have been lucid dreaming since childhood. I started Sonoy dream working at age 4 with my father, a psychologist who taught me about Kilton Stewart's Sonoy dream theory and how to work with my dreams and how to have dream allies and how to do a lot of these things. And then later in my teenage years, I became an apprentice with the widow of Kilton Stewart and learned even more about this. And so my whole lifelong path has been dream working, but I've also been a creative person. So in my, parallel life growing up, I was a theater, a film and television major at UCLA, and I was, doing acting and directing and visual arts. And so all of that was so central in my life, but the dream working was parallel. So then later in my professional life as an adult, I eventually, by, I think it was 2008, pretty much had started DreamBridge, the organization DreamBridge, to provide a platform for people to connect those two worlds. So teaching artists about dreams and teaching dreamers about creative expression and the healing power there that exists between the two worlds when you bring them together. So that's what DreamBridge is all about. And I have a lot of different courses and workshops and resources and things like that on the website.
That's amazing, Angel, because I believe that our dreams are all signs and symbols, and because a picture is worth 1,000,000 words, really. And so I'm not surprised that the bridge you're talking about between our dreaming world and our waking world can be combined in artwork. We've got to take a quick break, but when we come back, Kim is going to be asking Angel a few more questions about the Dream Bridge. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Omega Institute, offering workshops, retreats, and online learning dedicated to awakening the best in the human spirit. For over 40 years, Omega has seen more than 1 million people come through its doors to grow, learn, and find a greater sense of purpose. With over 350 workshops to choose from, Omega offers something for everyone. Located in Rhinebeck, New York, just 90 miles north of New York City, Omega's natural environment and quiet pace allow for extraordinary experiences to unfold. Learn more at eomega.org or call 877-944-2002. Again, 877-944-2002.
Have you met your physician within yet? The Nautilus and multi-award-winning book, Surviving Cancerland: Intuitive Aspects of Healing, is a memoir that takes you down the rabbit hole of healing dreams and interpretations, mixed with conventional medicine and treatments. Listen to the hookah-puffing caterpillar ask, "Who are you?" Dr. Bernie Siegel says Kathleen's story is powerful, honest, and eye-opening. Surviving Cancerland: Intuitive Aspects of Healing by 3-time breast cancer survivor Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Buy the book and audio at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers.
Ever had a strange dream? Nautilus Award winner, Dreams That Can Save Your Life, Early Warning Signs of Cancer and Other Diseases by Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos and Duke University radiologist Dr. Larry Burke, forward by Dr. Bernie Siegel, shares how people like you self-advocated in the face of adversity and won using dreams. Read life-saving dream stories validated by medical reports. Hear how dreams of dead loved ones saved lives. Use interpretations and journaling as roadmaps in your waking world for health, wealth, and love. Dreams That Can Save Your Life, Early Warning Signs of Cancer and Other Diseases. Buy the audio and book at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com in English and Italian worldwide and through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other retailers.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, and I'm Kat Kanavos on Dreaming Healing, and my co-host with me today is Dr. Michelle Carr, and we're speaking with Dr. Angel Morgan and Dr. Michelle Carr, who are both going to be at the IASD. For those of you just tuning in now, tuned in late, you missed a great first segment, so make sure you go back and listen to it again. And so we are going to be talking about, or continuing to talk about, the Dream Bridge work that Angel Morgan is doing. So, Kim, you want to ask Angel some questions from your IASD?
Yes. So something I know from being a part of IASD with both Angel and Michelle is that IASD brings lots of, let's just say, different types of arts, or the arts, if you will, spanning across so many, from visual to drama and theater, to poetry and more. And so I really love learning about and experiencing these things at the conference. So I wanted to ask you, Angel, if you could expand a little more on your background, maybe tell us anything you like about your background and experience and what you love so much about bringing the arts into the dream world, and vice versa.
Yeah. Well, it's wonderful that Michelle again was talking about lucid dreaming, because that really is kind of a key component to how I work with the two worlds. And in Sonoy dream work, for example, there's this weaving, the kind of the infinity symbol, like weaving back and forth between waking and dreaming. And Michelle was talking about that earlier, about how she's working with that link between waking life and dreaming. And so there's this idea that what we do in waking life influences dreams, and what we do in dreams influences waking life. And especially so, the more lucid you become, the more you build those lucid dreaming muscles, I call them. Mm-hmm. So the more you practice with that, the more you see that, for example, when I work with people who are doing dream drama, let's say, like Kim, you experienced that before in Ashland. When people do dream drama and they're acting out their dreams, there's an awareness that starts to form that they will report to me soon afterward. They're having lucid dreams, like they're in a dream and something's happening, And because in the dream drama, we will improv so that if something doesn't feel empowering, we do what we can so that the dreamer is the director and they make it empowering for themselves. So when you're in a dream after that and you're feeling disempowered, suddenly lucidity kicks in, and the exercises that we did in lucid dream drama starts happening in lucid dreams. So there's a lot of potential there for building awareness and for healing with all of the arts, visual, literary, performing, all of it.
There's a lot to discover, and in my experience, it's just so fun. Maybe a decade ago or so, when I started attending IASD conferences, I was really into the science presentations a lot, and then was really excited about getting CEUs for my license. And then I discovered some of the art workshops and the art tracks, and that I was like, wow, this is a whole nother thing. And so now I try to balance the two. But yeah, it's so fun. And it seems like when we get into dreaming and the arts, however those come together for a person, it seems like you can work a dream for so long. There's just layers and layers and layers. And I know we can all talk about that, all of us as dreamers. I don't know if anyone has anything maybe to contribute or say about that, their experience with just like working dreams through some type of art form, and the layers that just it's like an onion, just keep unraveling in a way.
Well, I know that with my dreams, I'm a precognitive dreamer, and I am a 3-time breast cancer survivor whose dreams told me I had breast cancer when the doctors were telling me I was healthy and to go home. Not because, I'm not doctor bashing by any stretch of the imagination, but sometimes our dreams that are nightmares, and we can talk to this, it was a nightmare when I had monks walking into my dreams saying, give me your hand, putting it on my breast and saying, do you feel that? That's breast cancer. You go back to your doctor tomorrow without an appointment and get additional testing. So whatever was going on in those inner dreams, whatever was happening in that nightmare, because that was a nightmare, actually saved my life. And that's where our dreams come into our waking world to keep us alive, to continue to dream. So,
Powerful.
yeah.
Powerful. Yeah, there are many different kinds of dreams, right? They're not all, there's lucid dreams. And Kim wrote a book, Extraordinary Dreams, right?
The first one. Mm-hmm.
The first one. And Stanley Krippner has another book also by that title, Extraordinary Dreams. And there are about 14 different categories, including precognitive, clairvoyant, telepathic, pregnancy dreams, creative dreams, so many different kinds of dreams. And they have these gifts. And what you just described is so beautiful, Kat. Like, I know your story, and it's so inspiring. And it also reminds people to pay attention to their dreams, right? Pay attention to them, especially when there's something that you really remember. It's memorable. It's something that sticks with you. Spend some time figuring out what kind of dream it might be. And in your case, it was clairvoyant about your situation, and it saved your life. So that's a very important dream.
Yeah. And we can, if we want to know more, as I'm sure we all have done, we can incubate dreams asking for health. Prior to same diagnosis as Kat in 2019, the year prior to that, I would, for example, one dream that really stands out, after a series of dreams telling me to change my lifestyle, often through cars and plumbing and things. But that's another long story, was one in particular with a close friend who is in the spiritual tradition of Lukumi or Santeria, and her spiritual godmother. So friends that they would appear in my dreams and show me charts that were both charts of divination and medical. And that wasn't the only dream I had where there was some type of dual like, divination and or churches and courtrooms, things that these two things would combine in the dream. So in this particular one, I knew it was something because of the type of religion and the work they do in their lives. I knew there was something telling me about something coming. So to see in a dream something that was a chart, which I knew was like a medical chart, but also about divination and being told how worried I needed to be and how quick I needed to act. All these details were in the dream. But to kind of peel that onion, I was like, well, okay, but stubborn me, I needed more. So I, would then ask the dream, incubate a dream for additional information on health. And I'm wondering, if we can kind of talk about dream incubation a little bit, since we all have experience there, I'm sure.
Right. So, well, let's go to our second guest, Michelle, so that we can kind of get her in too before the next break. Michelle, tell us a little bit about dream incubation for those in our audience who have no idea what that is. They're probably thinking to themselves, okay, how do I get that dream underneath my butt, sit on it, keep it warm?
That's a good way to put it. Dream incubation, there are a lot of different methods, but it's basically a way of trying to invite your dreams to provide content that's related to maybe a problem you're thinking about, or it can just be maybe you want to have a dream about a friend or about someone who's passed away, or maybe you're struggling with something in life and you want to invite your dreams to provide some insight. Dreams can provide a lot of insight sometimes when you invite them. And to do incubation, I guess going from, being the research branch, I guess, we do some studies on dream incubation, usually using very basic methods, things like visualize what you want to dream about for 20 minutes before going to sleep. It's very simple types of kind of visualization or intention setting to try to invite your dreams to respond to a specific topic. And it seems to work pretty well, that if if the last thing you're thinking about is what you want to dream about that night, it seems, relatively reliable that you'll have some dream content related to what you were focusing on right before you fell asleep. And we do it with treating nightmares as well. As Angel was talking earlier about how you were talking about using drama to play with the dream kind of in waking life, and that then goes into your dream the next night. But a basic treatment for nightmares is just if you have this recurring bad dream that has this negative ending, you just visualize a new ending to that dream, and you imagine yourself being in the dream, but you imagine this positive, empowering ending to it. And if you do that for like 20 minutes a day or right before you fall asleep, it's then likely to kind of seep into your dream world, and you'll have that more positive dream rather than the nightmare. So it's kind of, that's what we say, it's incubated into the dream, into your sleeping life. So
wow, so you can kind of change your ending, change your life, sort of thing.
Yeah. You can control your dreams to some extent.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. So, Kim, have you ever done that? Have you ever changed your ending to change your life in your dream?
Well, sometimes I do, incubate through a process similar to what Michelle said, the visualizing and the thinking about it before falling asleep, but I may even write about it or make a little card or letter or something and put it under my pillow, and then grab my amethyst or something and go to sleep with it. So that's a way I've incubated. And then sometimes, did you have something there, Angel?
Oh, I said light a candle.
Yes, part of that ritual, and then for the next morning or something, I might then want to do any type of re-entry to continue it if I feel like maybe it was cut short, sometimes by an alarm or something else waking me up, or if I do need to change it, then it's nice. If let's say there was something unpleasant, then it's nice to have someone guide me along. For example, in some classes and workshops with Dr. Claire Johnson. She's in Europe, but to guide, to have a helper, help get me relaxed and leading me through that dream. And then from there, I'll take it and change it. The most recent one I remember was with a nightmare with my dog. I have this lovely dog I've only had for 2 years, and she's amazing. Her name's Jada. And in the dream, she was hurt very badly. I think she fell like a couple stories, something horrible. And I was just really disturbed by that dream. And so she helped me, she guided me. So it's nice if you have a dreaming friend who can guide you into meditation or visualization and be there holding space for you as you do it. But that's not necessary. This is something we can do by ourselves.
Mm-hmm. We need to take a break. So let's hold that thought. We're going to come back and talk about animals in our dreams. I think that was a great segue into animals in our dreams, Kimberly. So you are listening to Dreaming Healing on DreamVision7RadioNetwork.com. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, and I'm co-hosting with Dr. Kimberly Mascaro today. And we're talking to two other doctors who are going to be at the IASD, and we're going to talk about that as soon as we come back, so don't go away.
That every word you speak matters. What you say and how you say it can make or break a relationship or shift the outcome of any situation. Are your conversations making a difference? Faith in God, gratitude, authenticity, and giving are Teresa Velarde's heart. It's in this spirit that she's focused on making a difference in the lives she's blessed to touch. Conversations That Make a Difference is now on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network every Tuesday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with live call-in shows every first and third Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Darkest hours to brightest moments, transformation from despair to happiness, and chaos to clarity. Real people, real pain, real healing. Life-threatening illness, death, abusive relationships, divorce, and overcoming addiction are challenges these men and women faced head-on. See how they emerged stronger and happier. Buy the new book, Chaos to Clarity, Sacred Stories of Transformational Change by Reverend Patricia Caginello and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available on sacredstoriespublishing.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers.
Are miracles real? Can you move from mayhem to miracles? 30 prominent authors say yes as they share their high fives and down lows of challenges, abuse, addiction, and love. Experience hope, the magic elixir of miracles, through the personal stories of New York Times bestselling authors James Redfield, Dr. Bernie Siegel, Sister Jenna, Reverend Temple Hayes, and many more. If you like bestsellers, Chaos to Clarity, and Crappy to Happy, you'll love crying and laughing through Mayhem to Miracles. Sacred Stories of Transformational Hope. Available now on Amazon and in bookstores worldwide.
Why are we here? How can we be happy? Questions asked from millennials to boomers. Crappy to Happy, Sacred Stories of Transformational Joy answers them using true stories of grit, grace, and love. James Redfield, author of The Celestine Prophecy, wrote in the foreword, "This book is a seminar about emerging truths and offers grounded solutions through the art of the comeback." Dr. Bernie Siegel, a contributing author, wrote, "Bodies die, but spirits and consciousness survive and recycle." So, grab some tissues, open your book, and prepare to cry and laugh till it heals. Crappy to Happy by Reverend Ariel Patricia and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and booksellers worldwide.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back to Dreaming Healing. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, and I'm co-hosting tonight with Dr. Kimberly and Mascaro. And we have two other doctors with us, Dr. Michelle Carr and Dr. Angel Morgan. And just before the break, we were talking about Kim's dog being in her dream and helping her. It was almost like a precognitive dream nightmare, because the dog fell out of something and was injured. So I want to kind of pursue animals in our dreams and how that can be an important part of our waking world and our dreaming world. So Kimberly, let's finish with you, because I know I had to kind of interrupt you to go to commercial. They're so important. We had to take a hard break there, but talk to us a little bit more about your dream with your dog, and then we'll hand it over to Angel and Michelle.
Well, that was pretty much it. The dog didn't get hurt in the waking state. The dog was hurt in the dream state. And I was afraid, what that could mean, if that was showing me something. So far, luckily, no injuries to my dog, but I was guided to re-enter that dream and continue the dream. And what I did in my waking, in my dream, in the waking state through this guided meditation, was able to fly down and scoop up the dog before she hit the ground, and tend to, anything that needed to happen there. So we can be really creative, extremely creative in our dream reentry experiences. And I know, as Michelle and Angel know, that this type of dream work or dream play can have an impact on people who are suffering from nightmares, whether they're chronic or just a one-time thing. But dream reentry can be really helpful. Did you want to share? Any of you want to share anything about your experiences with dream reentry and pets, or
how about Angel? Yeah, great.
Yeah, well,
it was meant to be.
Thank you. This speaks so clearly to the book that I held up earlier, Dreamer's Powerful Tiger, because children have a developmental dream where they're being chased by some kind of animal. And when they receive dream education and they're guided through that process of, trying to befriend the animal, trying to, have dialogues with the animal. And if that doesn't work, eventually, sometimes, like in the story, the tiger has to eventually be transformed, like in a somewhat shamanic way, where, it is killed and comes back to life in the dream as a friend, as an ally for the boy. And so there's, a lot of lessons in that when children aren't taught about that they grow into adults who are still having nightmares about being chased by something. Often animals, but not always. Sometimes it's, supernatural type beings and such. But yeah, so animals, the Sonoy perspective is, and it's woven into the story, is that the animals for children are their own animal energy. It's their own, a part of their soul. It's a part of their being that they need to integrate and they need to befriend. And if they don't, how that weaves out into the waking life is an antisocial behavior. So we have, the way kids act out in waking life showing up in dreams. And so when you work with the dream, it helps with the behavior during the day. And vice versa, during the day, the dream education helps deal with what's happening in the dream at night. So animals are very central to that work. And I've had, yes, many, many, many animal dreams. I've also personally had a lot of shape-shifting lucid dreams where I've become animals and one of my favorite ones I could share with you is where I am a hawk flying over the ocean, and I transform into a dolphin and go under the ocean and end up melting a bunch of like glaciers with my dolphin heat. Anyway, it was a very memorable one, but I've been eagles, I've been bats, I've been all kinds of creatures in my dreams. And it really adds perspective to shapeshift in your lucid dreaming. So,
yeah, I bet. Michelle, what about you? Animal?
I was just going to ask Angel if you have any techniques for becoming animals in your dreams, because I see a lot of animals in my dreams, and I have even, the example you gave, one of my first lucid dreams was I was being chased by, it wasn't a clear animal, it was some sort of purple monster beast animal that was chasing me. And I became lucid in the dream. And I had just read this technique from a lucid dreaming book that if you're being chased, you should turn around and confront it and ask it, who are you? What do you want? And when I did that, it immediately transformed into a friend of mine who I had had an argument with recently. And I was clearly still holding some anxiety about that in myself. So I woke up and I immediately realized, like, that's what that nightmare represented. So that was really cool. But I've never become an animal, I don't think. So do you have any tricks for that, Angel?
I don't have any tricks for it, but I would just say that now that we're talking about it, see if you have a dream like that.
Yeah, we'll come now.
Because again, intention is a very huge part of incubating dreams and also lucid dreaming. So just the intention of, I would like to see what kind of animal I might shift into in my next lucid dream. And then just see what happens and let me know, Michelle. I'd love to hear about that.
So Kim, have you had any dreams where you became an animal? I mean, I know you said you saw your dog kind of fall out the window or something, but have you had any dreams where you became animals?
Well, I've had a lot of powerful dreams with animals. Now, I guess we'll have to define dream, because I also have studied or practiced, done shamanic practitioner types of work, imaginal journeying and shamanic journeying for a while now, but it's been about 1.5 years where I've studied it with an individual teacher very deeply. And in that realm, then yes, there are a couple animals that you could say are from lower world power animals that I merge with much easier than others. And it just seems to happen as we travel together. So I just watch for which ones I merge with more. When it comes to my nocturnal dreams, and some of those same animals were there, I think, knocking on my door saying, you can't ignore us. And so in the nocturnal dreams, not so much. It's more, maybe more interactive in a different kind of way. So it depends the kind of work I'm doing. If I'm doing, kind of waking dream, imaginal journey, shamanic journey type of stuff, trance work, or just going to sleep because I'm so tired. And then one of them wants to show up and say, hey, let me tell you something. So it really depends, though. I'm just, my memory's being triggered about, this was in just a couple pages. I didn't have a lot, but I wanted to add it to my first book, Extraordinary Dreams. And this brings together precognition, dreaming with animals, these talks or these topics we're attending to today. And on that, in that small section, it's just a couple pages, but it was a story I was told by a cousin and her son, who are, I consider, pretty powerful dreamers, strong dreamers, big dreamers, if you will. And her son one night had a dream about their pet dying. Then when my cousin, her mom calls, or his mom calls and said, hey, we got to talk. He goes, I know what it is. This pet died. And she's like, well, you're right about half of that. You're half right and half wrong. Someone did die. It wasn't a pet. So that was really interesting how someone close in the family. And right, for those of us that have pets, our pets are our family. We're very close to our pets. And so how sometimes we might see a pet injured or die, but it might be a trigger it's someone else, or vice versa. So
yeah, that's interesting because I did.
Right?
Yeah, I actually had a dream where these monks, my monks, who are my spirit guides, they're in my dreams. They guide me. They came and they handed me my cat of 26 years. I was very close to my cat, Baby Cakes. And they handed me Baby Cakes in the dream and they said, carry him around with you tonight because this is the last night you'll have him. And I thought, well, that's weird. How am I going to go through my dreams carrying my cat? But I did. I carried him around. And some of you may have seen a tail go by here. That was Loki. I've got cats around me all the time. And when I'm talking about dreams, he always shows up. So the next morning, sure enough, Peter came in and woke me up and said, something's wrong with Baby Cakes. He can't stand up. We took him to the vet and he died on the table, on the vet's table. So, it's amazing how our dreams are such an important part of our waking world. We're down to our last few minutes, and I really, really want to thank Dr. Angel Morgan and Dr. Michelle Carr and Dr. Kimberly Mascaro for being on this show with me this evening. And before we wrap it up, in like 2 minutes is all we've really got, I'd like for Dr. Angel and also Dr. Michelle to come back on and tell us exactly what they're going to be doing at IASD. And we'll end with you, Kimberly, telling our audience what you're going to do, and then we'll have to wrap it up. So let's start with Angel. Angel, what are you going to be doing at IASD?
Well, a lot of things behind the scenes this year in Tucson this July, board meetings and whatnot, but certainly coordinating the keynotes has been one of my pleasures this year. And we've got Dr. Edward Bruce Bynum giving a talk on African mysticism and the dreams of modern science, Jeanette Maggio, Metaphors and the Self in a Zombie Pandemic Dream, Ruben Nyman speaking on the impact of dream loss on collective consciousness, and then Michelle Carr from Nightmares to Lucid Dreams, How Dreams Impact Our Mental Health, and Stephen LaBerge. His talk is Anagnostic Onirony, Dreaming and Awakening. So that will be very exciting to see all of those wonderful keynotes. I'm also chair of the ISD's Diversity Task Force Advisory Committee. So we've got 3 co-directors of a Dreams and Ethnicity track, Dr. Bynum, Dr. Brewster, and Alaya Danu, and we've got wonderful presentations in that very new Dreams and Ethnicity track at IASD, with presentations from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a lot of people on the Diversity Advisory Committee. Victor Lee Lewis will be giving a workshop on dreams and liberation. And then we have a lot of wonderful presentations in the Dreams and the Arts track, which I won't be presenting in this year. I will be presenting next year in Ashland in 2023.
Great. Angel, we got to get to the next person because we only have like 30 seconds left.
Okay.
So,
thanks, Angel.
yeah,
That's
Michelle,
such a good summary of the
what you're gonna do.
conference. Yeah, I'll be giving my keynote on nightmares and lucid dreams, my research. But I also will just be participating quite a lot in the research track. We always have a very full dream research track at every conference. And this year we're also even having a hybrid event on the last day. So
right, we got to go.
people can attend virtually.
We've hit our line. We got to go. So thank you both, for all 3 of you actually, for being on the show tonight. This is Kat Kanavos. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for joining us this evening, and a big thanks to our producer. Tune in next time to Dreaming Healing for more cutting-edge research, live dream interpretations, and stories with radio host and award-winning author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Listen every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time with call-in live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network. Remember, everyone dreams, but some dreams save lives. Live your dreams. Find more about Kat at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com. That's Kathleen with a K. OKEEFEKANAVOS, or The Queen of Dreams on Google search.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.